Welcome back. So comets light up the sky when they get near the sun, and they're sometimes called the dirty snowballs of space. So let's make one of our own. Now the guy here to show us how to do that is Jetpack Jason from Mad Science. But Jetpack, we need to ask you, are comets getting a bad rep when they're called the dirty snowballs of space?
You know, I feel like that's a little mean.
It's touchy, right?
Yeah, that's kind of.
Hurts you right here.
It does. Yeah, I'm sure it would get at the snowball's heart if it had one, I guess.
Okay, so you of course have a science experiment here, but
right.
You know, what is the difference between a comet and a shooting star?
So the difference between a comet and a shooting star is a shooting star has entered the Earth's atmosphere. And so they both have tails, right? But the tail from a shooting star comes from it burning up through the atmosphere. But a comet, its tail comes from all of the stuff that's in it, all the gases and everything, and it's coming off, but it's way far away from the Earth. So what you're seeing is it's lighting up from reflecting the sunlight.
Okay, so it got close to the sun and it has some gas. What else is a comet actually made out of?
Well, you know what? Let's make one and find out. How's that sound?
Okay, let's get to it.
All right, so first thing we got to put some water in here, all right?
Okay.
So I'm going to hand you that. You can go ahead and put that water in there. Ooh, you know what?
Into the bowl?
Yeah, go ahead and throw that on in there. Toss that. It's a.
We're doing mad science here with H2O.
Right. Yeah. And comets, they have water. There's all sorts of frozen things that are in comets. We'll talk about why they're frozen here in just a second. But I tell you what, let's goggle up since we're going to get into some other chemicals here.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. We'll get rid of that. And then next thing we need is we had to put some dirt in this, right? So we're going to use some Worcestershire sauce, or however you say that word. I don't know.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire? Yeah.
Let's go with it.
So I'm going to have you go ahead and grab that, and we're going to put just a couple of these teaspoons in here. And if we make too much, it's not a huge deal.
It'll just be even dirtier.
Right.
Okay.
That's going to add a little bit of dirt to it.
Okay.
All right. We'll just go ahead and toss a
we're
little more in
just
there.
throwing it
There we go. Yeah. We'll mix that up a little. The next thing we need is we're going to make it even dirtier because there's chunks of rock, some dirt in there. So we're going to use some actual sand there.
So we got sand from a beach here.
Yeah, right? It's perfect sand.
We thought it'd wind up in our kitchen.
Yeah, you might not. Yeah, go ahead and throw 4 of those in there.
Oh, wow.
The real comets, they
here.
use this exact recipe. Just kidding. They don't.
This guy's got jokes.
Oh, all over the place. We'll mix that up a little bit too. And then we're going to throw some cornstarch in there too.
The whole bottle?
No, we'll add just a couple of those in there.
Okay.
2 more scoops of that. And if you get more in there, it's not a huge deal. So what this is carbon. We found a bunch of carbon all over comets. There's all sorts of carbon things like in methane.
So the cornstarch is representative of carbon.
Right, yeah, and it's going to help us to stick this all together too. We're going to need it to stick together. And then the next thing we need is a little bit of ammonia. And so we're going to use some window cleaner in there. Just go ahead and put a couple shots of that in there.
Okay.
Doesn't take too much, but it's just going to give us a nice ammonia smell. That's pretty good like that.
Okay.
And we'll mix that up. That's going to just start smelling like Worcestershire sauce and ammonia. If you could smell a comet.
This kind of looks like dirty rainwater, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you could smell a comet, I'm pretty sure that's really close to what it would smell like. I don't know. I've never actually smelled a comet.
I saw you shoveling out some dry ice.
Where
does that come into play?
So that is coming into play because comets spend so much of their time so far from the sun, they freeze. And all of these things on them, all this methane, carbon dioxide, all of these things get really, really cold, and so they freeze. So over there is a bag full of dry ice. And I'm going to have you get a little hammer time on this and just pulverize it a lot. There you go.
There we go.
Nice. Whoa, you're spraying it. That's why you're wearing a glove. Exactly.
Okay. Do we need to dump this?
Yeah, go ahead and dump that on in there.
And this is
And I can help you out here a little.
super cold even with gloves.
Yeah, we really don't want to touch this because this is so cold. It's going to cause burns on our fingers. And so what we're doing now is we're starting to get this frozen thing going on here. Well, our comet is making a really big tail right now. You know, I think we could maybe even put a little bit more dry ice in there.
Okay.
Oh, look at it.
I mean, it's bubbling over, Jason. I think you want more.
Yeah, we'll throw one more chunk in there. And then we're going to let it kind of use this bag.
Woo.
And we're going to, oh my gosh, it is getting crazy. And we're going to kind of squeeze that together. Comets aren't clean, right? They are dirty snowballs. And we're starting to get us a nice chunk.
Man, the comet's getting on my dress now.
Yeah, careful. I should have brought a lab coat for you. All right, here we go.
Is this our comet?
This is our comet. Okay. It's in here. I'm going to grab a hold of this thing. We're going to bring it out here. Let's see if it's going to be ready.
Oh, there it is.
Look at that dirty. Oh my gosh. It's falling apart. It's entered an atmosphere. What can you say?
Well, Jason, thank you so much for that science experiment. And of course,